Hi, welcome to YOH Crochet. My name is Anita and welcome to my channel and thanks for stopping in. So today we are going to be talking about Boggy Creek and the different things that are going on with Boggy Creek blankets and how you can help. So if you want more information, stay tuned. Hi you guys, thanks so much for stopping in. Thank you for watching and spending a few minutes of your day with me. And I just wanted to jump on today for a little bit and talk about Boggy Creek. So this all started last year. Well, it started around YouTube last year anyway. Nancy's mother, she has a, Nancy from She's Got Yarn too, she has a women's group, and I think they had in prior years already made stuff and donated to this camp prior. And she asked Nancy last year if she could possibly make a couple of blankets for this Boggy Creek camp. And she's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And then she talked to Lynette from Charm Grammy, and I think she asked Lynette if she was interested in helping. And Lynette's like, well, why don't we take it to YouTube? So then they got Billy involved from the Crafty Floridian, and they got, I think, like 700 plus blankets last year for this cause. Now, a little info on Boggy Creek if you are not aware. I know many of you are, so please bear with me for the repetitive information that you may already know, but others may not know this information. So this is a camp. It was created by Paul Newman and General Schwarzkopf, something like that. Schwartz something. It's not Schwarzenegger. Um, but anyway, they created this camp. It is based in Florida, and it is for sick kids. In a nutshell, it's a camp for sick kids. They do, I think it's a week long, and so for 1 week, kids with the same type of illness will go, and then another week, kids with a different illness will go, and they have doctors and nurses on staff so that specialize in whatever illness that week is for. They specialize in that illness, so they're there in case the kids have any flare-ups or there are any emergencies. They have doctors on staff, and the doctors do stay there. They have their own living quarters, so they stay there, they sleep there, they're at camp for the week too, for the whole time. And so yes, last year they started collecting blankets, and Nancy and Lynette and Billy all go live over on Billy's channel, and they open up the boxes as they come in, and then Nancy took them and delivered them in person to Boggy Creek. Billy, I believe, was gonna go, but something happened, and I don't think she went last year. But Nancy and Lynette went, and I believe Nancy's mother and Cindy from Freeze Baby Fiber, and they got a very nice tour of the facility. And if you have not seen that tour, I highly, highly, highly recommend you go watch it. It is very heartwarming, and after watching that, I was so proud that I helped and I sent some blankets in for these kids. Um, I will try to remember to, it's in 2 parts, I do believe. I will try to remember to put those links for that tour in the description box below. That's over on Nancy's channel. And yes, the tour guide did an amazing job, and she showed you, like, there's a swimming pool. She showed you the kids' cabins, the first aid area, and then there was a little auditorium. I can't remember what exactly they do in the auditorium. I don't I don't think the kids put on talent shows or anything. Well, maybe they did. I don't remember. But it's all there in that tour, and I highly recommend you check it out. It is a lovely video, and the tour guide, as I said, was amazing. Okay, so that brings us to this year. Now, a few people have jumped on board and started their own challenges, and it is starting to snowball, and that is great. So I just wanted to let you guys know what you can participate in, what you can do to help, and where you can find all these different challenges. Some involve prizes, some do not. But you know what? They all have a prize, in my opinion, because you are helping these kids. So that in itself should be enough to motivate you to go ahead and participate in some way, shape, or form, even if you only do one blanket or a few squares. And I'm going to get to the squares in a minute. Okay, so this year, you can, as same as last year, you can go ahead and make your blankets and send them directly to Nancy, and her address will be in, I'm not going to put it in my description box. I'm going to link her channel, and I'll have those videos linked to of that tour, and her address should, her mailing address should be in the description box of every single one of her videos. If not, check the about section. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you quickly about the dimensions that they require, because they need specific dimensions to fit on the specific, you know, size beds that they have there. So the blanket size should be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. And if you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to reach out to Nancy or anyone who is sponsoring any of these challenges. If you're doing, because that's obviously dimensions for a rectangular blanket. I'm not sure what they prefer. If it's just a square blanket, I would think go with the biggest measurement for the width, which the width is 35 to 40, so go with a 40. I would say go 40 by 40 if you're doing a square blanket. That would be my assumption, but if you have any questions on that, please do not hesitate to reach out to Nancy, who would know more than I do. Okay, so those got the dimensions covered. And so the first person that decided, okay, I'm going to help out on my platform and, you know, put a different spin on things. So Linan from Nina's Knots, I think is it Nina's Knots? Is Nina's Knots Crochet maybe, or is it, I can't remember if it's just Nina's Knots or Nina's Knots Crochet. But she will also, everyone I talk to, I will try to remember to put in the description box, and their videos for their specific challenges, and where they are explaining them. So Linan from Anita's Knots Crochet, I do believe it is Nina's Knots Crochet, she thought, well, you know, maybe some people can't afford to ship a blanket to Nancy. So she thought maybe shipping granny squares for people was a little bit more budget friendly. And not to mention, maybe if somebody didn't have time to make a blanket, but they had time to whip up, you know, 5 or 6 squares or whatever, however many you want to do. She thought, well, maybe it's a good idea if people crochet their squares and they send them to her, and then she can go ahead and put the squares together and then send the blankets, the finished blankets, on off to Nancy, so that Nancy can take them and deliver them. So she decided that she is going to accept squares, and she wants you to send her granny squares. The squares should be 5 inches by 5 inches, and I just want to let you know that she had said that they renamed the street she lives on. So it's kind of a glitchy thing. Like if you have like a Google based thing that you do your shipping from, like for example, I use Pirate Ship. So I just, put the address in, and then I print the label off at home, and then I put the label on the package, and I just have the mail come and pick up my package. I don't have to go anywhere. It's great. I love it. However, like when you start typing in the address on Pirate Ship, Google automatically like puts in the address. It'll give you options to pick from, on the drop down box, and then you click on the one that matches and you put it in. But Google still thinks that her street is the old name and not the new name. So just be careful with that. I know Lynette from Charm Grammy, she had sent a package off to Lynanne and she had problems getting the correct address in. I think when she corrected it in Pirate Ship, but then it just reverted to the old address with the old street name on it, and she didn't realize it, and she printed the label off and it had the old address on, so she whited out the incorrect address and hand wrote the correct address on, and it did make it to Lynanne, because there was some concern that it just, when you scan the barcode on the package, that it just automatically goes, you know. But yeah, it made it there safe and sound. Lynanne opened her squares just the other day and showed them. So now with these squares, that brings us to Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming Animals. So Laura likes to dare people. She likes to do double dog dares. And well, this time, I don't know why she changed the animal, but it's a double duck dare. And so her dare is for people to send 17 squares into Lynanne by October 15th. And for every 17 that you send in, she has to make, is it 3 extra squares? I think it's 3 extra squares per every, like, I send in 17 and Nancy sends in 17. There's 2 sets of 17. She's gonna make 6 squares. Ha ha ha. Because Laura does not like making squares whatsoever. Me, I don't mind it so much. I really despise putting them together. So by October 15th, and you have to leave a note saying that this is for Laura's Double Duck Dare. And if you write quack quack, as ducks do, then I think she said she's doing an extra one if you quack. But you gotta quack. All you quacks, don't forget to quack. All right. So that is Laura's challenge, and don't forget, they need to be there by October 15th. And Lynanne has already opened 2 packages with quacks and notes saying that Laura sent them. Laura double duck dared them. So yes, don't forget your note. Laura double duck dared me to send 17 grinding squares, and don't forget your quacks. All right. So that is Laura's, and I have started, as you can see right here, I have started making grinding squares. I have 22 grinding squares so far. So I'm going to do 17 times 2. Quack, quack. So I'm just doing, I'll show you. I'll show. They're just grinding squares. It's nothing exciting. But I'm doing 5 of a specific pattern. And then I'm switching to a different pattern and doing 5 of those, so on and so forth. So the first 5 is just this basic granny square. there's 5. And then the second 5 is more of a solid square. That one looks a little wonky. It's just, I haven't blocked him or anything, obviously. It just looks a little wonky because of the way I was holding it. So there's 5 of those. There's another one. I did not color control. I used a striping cake. And there are 5 of these. These are also solid, but they don't really have, they're more solid. They don't have the holes in the corners like these ones do. They're just more solid. There's 5 of those. And there are 5 of these ones. I just alternated the patterns of the purple. 5 of those. And we have, my next set of 5 is going to be, I only have 2 of these, but my next set of 5 are going to be these. Oops, that's the back. The half and half squares. So, join me in making squares and making Laura crochet granny squares. She is in granny square hell. And yep, that is Laura's. And now the third one that has jumped on board with their little challenge is Jan. Oh, and I want to mention too with Linan, she just mentioned in the last video that she did when she opened her squares from Lynette and a couple of other people, I believe she mentioned that she might do a giveaway for all the people that send squares in. I'm not sure exactly how she is going to run it, but there is that. So keep that in mind. But like I said, the giveaway should not be what's motivating you to participate in these things. You should just want to help the kids. Okay, so Jan, the Alaskan Crafter, she is doing a 30-day blanket challenge, and I believe she is calling it the hashtag Boggy Blanket Challenge. I believe that's what she's calling it. So now Jan's does involve a prize. Jan's involves a $50 gift card to wherever you want. And Jan's 30-day blanket challenge, she has 4 patterns picked out, and then she added one more. Just recently she added one more. So if you're not aware, if you've already watched Jan's video and didn't get the memo, she did add one more pattern that you can pick from. Okay, so now the patterns are all stained glass type patterns, and she's hoping we can get enough stained glass blankets out of these patterns sent in so that they can do a whole room in just those blankets. That would be kind of cool, like a little themed room. Okay, so the patterns you have to pick from for this, there is a bag a day polychromatic. I am going to put the links for these in the description box, and I am going to try to insert pictures, screenshots of what the finished blanket looks like if I remember. So the bag a day polychromatic. Then there is a fiber spider stained glass granny. And then there's another bag a day. It's the why can't I speak? Bag a day peekaboo shells. And then we have Olga Poltava. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Anyway, Olga Poltava, Poltava. She has the 2-color granny square blankets. And then the one that was added was a pretty new bag a day tutorial, and it is the leaded window pane. Now, the leaded window pane, they are granny squares, and you join them together. Just keep that in mind. The other 4, they are not. They are entire blankets. You don't join squares or anything like that. That's what I was concerned about. I thought, oh, I really hope they're not granny squares that I gotta put together, because I don't want to do that. So thank you, Jan, for picking a nice variety of patterns. Now, what you need to do once you have made your blankets, and like I said, this is a 30-day challenge. So this started on September 1st, and the deadline to have it done is September 31st. Now, you do not have to have it shipped off by the 31st. You do need to have it completed and have a photo taken and have the photos sent to Jan by the 31st. Now, do not send your blankets to Jan, because then she has to spend shipping and send them to Nancy. They're going to Nancy, so Nancy can take them to Boggy Creek, because Nancy lives in Florida, and she's going to drive there and drop all the blankets off. You need to send your blankets to Nancy. Okay, did I get all the info? The deadline, the patterns, the price, where to send. I think I covered everything. Yes. So, those are all the ways you can participate and you can help, and you can help contribute to these blankets for these sick kids. Now, we got Nancy. Send your blankets directly to Nancy. You got Linan. You can send your squares to Linan. And while you're doing that, you might as well go ahead and send 17 in and do the double duck dare and quack. So Laura has to make more squares. Ha 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 ha. And then we have Jan. Stained glass blankets, send them to Nancy. Take your pictures, send them to Jan, and possibly win a $50 gift card. So that's all I've got for you today. Oh, do you want to know which blanket I'm doing? Well, I'm going to try. I don't even know if I'll be able to get it done by the deadline, but if I don't, no big deal. If I don't have it done by Jan's deadline, that's fine. I can just send it to Nancy and it's fine. But I'm going to do the polychromatic blankets. And I was going to do, see, I don't have any black. And I don't want to go out and buy black. I need to buy black because I use black a lot. But I don't want to. I don't want to buy it unless I absolutely need it. I can get by without it for this blanket. I'm going to do, instead of the black, I am going to do white. And then at first I was going to use this. I have 4 skeins of this. And this is a Red Heart Super Saver in Plum Pudding. But I was looking, I've got quite a few Lion Brand mandala cakes. And I decided, I don't know if I have enough of these. I have 2 of these for sure. I'm not sure if I have more buried behind. Because I got them, you know, triple stacked this way. I don't know if I have more. I know I have 2 for sure, and there are, how many yards? 590 yards. So I don't know if 2 will be enough. But anyway, I've got this Lion Brand mandala in the color Sirens. And I'm going to do that with white. The yellow might blend in a little bit with the white, but it doesn't look like there's a terrible amount of yellow in there. So that is what I am doing, polychromatic. And I've got a big twist. I've got a lot of big twist white. So I should be good on that. And I know there is a size difference. This is a 3 and the big twist is a 4. I'm hoping it won't be that big of a deal and it will work. We shall see. Yes, I'm hoping. We'll try. I don't know. Maybe I should just stick with the Super Saver. What do you think? Do you think the size difference on the mandala, which is a light 3, will be a huge deal if I pair it with the big twist, which is a size 4? Because I don't have any white to match this size. That just occurred to me. Maybe I should. So what do you think? Should I just go with the plum pudding like I was gonna, or the sirens would look better, but I don't know if that yarn weight size is going to be a big deal or not. Let me know what you think. And I will keep you posted with my progress on that. But for now, I am going to let you go. I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten anything yet today, and I need to go do that. So I hope you decide to participate in some way, shape, or form. And thank you so much if you are. And if you can't, no big deal. I get it. People are busy. Life is busy, and sometimes we just don't have the time to do everything that we want to do. All right. Well, you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.